Now then, here's a bit of intel for you. Those of you who have listened to me might remember 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I talked about a number of, I call them suitcase bombs. They were nuclear bombs. Some of them were what we would call dirty bombs, low yield, but with a lot of very dirty, heavy contaminants in them. These did come from a secret organization in the Middle East or the Far East or Near East. Can't be any more clear than that. And they were distributed out to the cabal. The trouble was that some of these mechanisms for activating them were quite old even at the time. And when we go back to the time of the inauguration of Biden, there was an explosion. I can't remember now, it was Portugal or Spain. There was an explosion which the deep state said was just a gas explosion. And this occurred 1 hour before the supposed inauguration. And I said to people at the time, that is a warning to the White Hats not to intervene on inauguration day. I did expect lower forms around the Biden group to be arrested at that point. That explosion scuppered that 1 hour before it went off. And although that was just a conventional explosion, the threat was, we have these suitcase bombs and we will do this to every major capital in Europe. Now, what the good guys have been doing, particularly over the last 8 weeks, is collecting, can I call it that, collecting these suitcases. And in Australia, there was a very severe lockdown in a particular area. And many people, quite understandably, said that that was the cabal trying to put the pressure on. It wasn't actually, not in that instance. Sit still. In that instance, it was the good guys who were attempting, there were two suitcase bombs in Australia, and they got them, and they defused them. And they really didn't want anybody out of their homes at that time. So that was a particular lockdown, which was not just a 4 hour or 10 hour, it was many days staking out, many days of operation. I understand that every suitcase bomb has been accounted for now. I understand that most of the tunnels that couldn't be taken out by weapons have been flooded and made inoperable. I think there are 1 or 2 more facilities to go. Okay, 1 or 2 more facilities to go. There may be 1 or 2 dramatic acts yet to happen, but I think that I always said to you guys, you know, that I never liked the idea that, oh, the war was won, the war's over. And that's such a glib throwaway comment. And I'm sure people don't mean it because they knew it had been won. But I used to say back to people, well, not in my backyard, it hasn't. You know, we're still fighting tooth and nail here. So it may be over in your neck of the woods, but it's certainly not over in my backyard. But I know what they mean. What they meant was the head had been taken off the snake, and the guys underneath it were, I don't know, running around headless, but still causing a lot of problems. But they were causing problems, and they still are causing problems. So the war's not won. The end game is written out, but it's still to play out. And there's no coincidence that the movement in the United States is very strongly aligned to religious views. And if you remember your Revelation, those of you who perhaps have had a chance to read the Bible, Revelation talks about the 7 trumpets and the 7 seals. And so we are expecting what's called 7 trumpets. And these are 7 presidential addresses at some point over the EBS. And so what the good guys are doing is matching Revelation wherever they can, because this is the Great Awakening. Now, unlike Revelation, it's not the destruction of the earth, but it's the choosing of humanity. What do you choose to be? Do you choose to be a free man or woman? Or do you choose to continue to be a slave? And so, you know, I know a lot of people don't like the strong religious aspect that comes from patriots in America, but that's the reason for it. Right, that's it. Lots of love to you, and keep you up to date as soon as I can. Take care.